Oh my goodness, did y'all see what a gar? That was huge. That was a big son of a gun. That just tires me up. Look at that. Look at him. He thinks he's a dolphin. I've never seen one do like that before. He's got a little burstle in him. He's got burstle in him. Well, good evening, folks. It's Richard Gene the Fishing Machine. It's late in the evening, and I'm already sweating like crazy. I've been catching bait. Now, what we're going to do today is garfish. It is hot. It's probably about 90, 92 degrees right now. Humid, my goodness, it's hot. But now, when it comes to fishing, it don't make never mind to me. I love the sport. What we're going to do right here is fish for gar in an easy way. It's easy to hook them, and you can have a lot of fun, and you can catch a lot of them. But I'm going a little bit overboard. Normally, 8 to 10, 12-pound test line is what I would recommend if it's your first time of doing this, or if you even want to try to do it. To me, it's sporty. These fish can really fight, folks. But what I'm doing right here, I'm using a 1,000 size Daiwa reel, just like I use for crappie. And also a crappie rod. This is a 7-foot Canyon Creek Ultra, well, wait a minute, super ultralight rod. I mean, it don't have a backbone hardly. Real wimpy. And I'm using 6-pound test fluorocarbon, not because I need it. This reel just had it on here, folks. Gar don't care. They're not line shy at all. What I have right here is just a small float, like I crappie fish with. Little Betts float. And the key to this, more than anything, no matter how you want to rig it. Now in this case, I just have a 2-gram weight, a little barrel swivel, and right here my leader is 10-pound line. But here on the business end, this is what counts. You need a very small, sharp hook. Okay, for long-nosed gar and spotted gar. And you don't need that big of a bait. I got one cut right here. I'm just using cut bait right now. I caught me a few little bluegill with a jig a while ago, and that's what we're going to use. Pieces of bluegill like that. And I have it filleted and cut into a strip. Not a very big piece at all. Now, when I hook them, hook a piece of cut bait for gar, I'll leave as much hook exposure as I possibly can, and I'll hook him the piece of fillet right on the end, like that. Okay, that way there's plenty of hook exposure. Oftentimes, a lot of anglers, in my opinion, use way too big of a hook when it comes to gar fishing. You have to let them run forever. But with a little hook like this, you don't have to let them run very long at all before you can put some steel in him. Now what I'm doing right here is I'm pulling it, getting their attention, letting that bait fall back, pulling it like that. That grabs their attention really quick. And cutting them thin like that. Thin and pretty long is the key. It looks just like a minnow to them, I believe. So what I'm doing is just looking around, waiting for one to pop within casting distance or come up to the top of the water. That's all I'm doing. Y'all see that line? It's just moving like crazy. Every once in a while you'll miss them. There's the float right there. Y'all see it? There's the gar. That's a pretty good gar right there. He's seen me, seen the boat, but he didn't turn loose of the bait. And he's running that way. They ain't really that smart. They're like me. They're not a mental heavyweight at all, folks. All right, let's try him out right here. Got him. He's way back yonder. Ooh, this is a good one. He's way back yonder way. Let me loosen this drag off. Yeah, this is a bigger fish than what I caught a while ago. This is a good one right here. Oh, man. Now, this is a lot of fun, folks. Anybody can do this. That light line makes it a challenge. Especially these bigger fish. Me, I like to just have my fun with them. Tucker them out. There's a lot of fight left in him. He's just checking me out. See, there he goes again. He's seen me in the boat and he took off. Golly, look at there, what a gar. That one's bigger than the one I have on, I believe. What was I saying? I don't worry about the light line because I use these little Gamakatsu number 6 hooks. They're really sharp. They're a stout hook. I don't know. That's a pretty good size gar. That other one was probably about the same size. And a number 6 circle hook made by Gamakatsu. They're good for this. See, I've got that fish right in the corner of the mouth. Not the beak, but the mouth. And that's what them little hooks will do for you. I probably let this fish run for about 30 seconds. Then I went ahead and hooked him. So that's a common mistake that most anglers uses. What am I saying? They use way too big of a hook for these fish. See, come up there and got him a gulp of air, and then now he's ready to go back to war. Now, a live minnow about that long would be perfect. They'll hit them almost instant. But with cut bait, I just keep the bait moving a little bit. When it attracts their attention, I want that bait to spin while I'm pulling that float. And anywhere from 12 to 16 inches, 20 inches at the most is just right. When you see gar surfacing like that, that's the perfect depth to go ahead and catch them. I went and seen Bursel the other day. I've been feeling bad not going and seeing him. And him and Susie Mae, his wife, just got through eating a big bunch of butter beans and cornbread. And they got fans in the winders. They ain't got no air conditioner or nothing, just fans in the winders. And both of them was pooting. Let me just say it like that. I couldn't stand it. Folks had to get out of there. I'm not as tough as I used to be. I used to be a tough old boy. Got you, boy. Man, you got to go about it just right. That's a big one right there. We're going to go ahead and measure that one, because that's a big one. Now, you may not believe it, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let me wet this floor some more. Whoa. Did y'all see that? Darn, I like to lost my dead-gone net. That's my catfish net. Y'all may not believe it, but I've seen some out here that's bigger than that one. That scared me. Look at there. That is a gar right there. Hey, man, no wonder it pulled. No wonder the doggone thing pulled like that. That's what I'm talking about. You don't have to have a deep sea reel for these fish. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all excuse me. His bill is touching. That fish is 40 and 13/16 long. That's right. I'm a carpenter man, so I know my math. But you can just grab him by the bill like that with leather gloves. And you can let him go. There he goes. Woo! One hit right out your underway, folks. I got so much drillage, and there's one right there come up. that I just can't stand to be out here. I want to take this boat, beach it, and run through the woods and just holler and scream. If there's a Sasquatch in there anywhere, he'll run away from me because I'm not scared of them. Whoa! I'm gonna tie me another leader, folks, right here. This is Strike King Turgrade fluorocarbon. I'm gonna tell you, this stuff right here is strong. It's 10-pound test. That's what I'm using for my leader right here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and cut another one. That fish really put a lot of stress on that light line. I don't think I'm gonna chance it again, but I just cut a piece off there about 16, 17 inches long. This is one of my favorite style hooks for this kind of fishing. All right, that's a size 6 Gamakatsu octopus hook. And this hook right here, let's go ahead and tie it on, has an offset back opposite than the hook itself. So it either warrants a knotless knot or a snail knot. So I'm just going to run it through here, and it's a knot that I use a lot, especially catfishing. Run it right through there, and you can go clockwise or counterclockwise. It don't make any difference. And put 7 or 8 wraps like that. Then take the other end and just run it back through like that right there. That knot won't slip, and it's strong. It's as strong, in my opinion, as a snail knot. Now there's a little bit too much tag right there. I'll leave about 1/4. I mean, it's not going to slip. And to my swivel, I'm just going to tie a trilene knot. But another thing is, let me show y'all something. If you rig it up like this, a small weight, so you can get a long cast, an accurate cast. See, I'm having to, when those fish come up, I'm having to put this bait right on their head. Now, you need to leave a space in between the swivel and the weight, at least 4 inches. That way, when you pop it, this cork, it'll pop. But if you go against it like this, tight with a cork like that one, it won't pop. So, you know, that's important. That popping sound is what draws them immediately. It gets their attention after you make a cast right on top of their head. That pop will make them turn, and then they'll see the bait most of the time, and you'll catch him. There's one. That's a small one, but we may catch him. It don't make any difference. Yep, he's behind it. He's behind it. And he's got it. Sure enough, that quick. My cast was accurate enough. Now he's going with it. There's another one right there on top of the water. I'm using my trolling motor as less as possible, folks. It don't matter. There, he's really going with it now. You spook a lot of fish by using that trolling motor too much, including bass, crappie, all of them, all species. You got to watch how you use that trolling motor. All right, let's see if we can hook him. There he is. He may fool me right here. He may be bigger than what I think. A lot of times they are. Well, that's a good fish, bass. That's a good doggone gar. Excuse me. Got to let off that doggone drag. Y'all see that? Powerful fish. They ain't no doubt about it. I almost got broke off right there. See, the thing is, on this limber rod, like I'm fishing a little bit unorthodox. I know that. You have to tighten this drag up tight enough to get a good hook set. If it slips on these gar with a rod, a setup like I have, you won't get a good hook set, you won't be able to bury that barb. Then you better think about backing off that drag with this light 6-pound line. Because if you don't, you'll cry all the way home. Or I will. I would. Boy, I love fishing. There's so many different species to target. And this happens to be a fun one. Here he comes. He's bigger than I thought he was. Oh, I barely got him too. I barely got him. I'm gonna have to, we might lose this one. Stubborn thing. If I can just wear him out enough to see, he just barely hooked. I mean, barely. Got him though, anyway. Boy, that was lucky. I'll show y'all what I mean. That's a big gar. I'm gonna show that one to y'all. Old Clarence. He's got them old straggly hairs on his chin. He's trying to grow a beard, but his old fur on his face ain't thick enough to grow a beard, so he's got them individual hairs that's sticking out on his chin, and he thinks he looks cool. Now, folks, that's a pretty good one right there. Pretty good fish right there. The patterns on their tail is beautiful. Now, I believe, you know, these are pretty fish, but I believe that spotted gar is a lot prettier fish. But as far as pulling power, I don't know if a spotted gar pulls any harder than a long nose. These fish are strong. Let's let him go. Big feller. There he goes. All right, folks, I'm gonna get as close as I can to them without spooking them. What they're doing out here is they've just have probably a week ago quit spawning. They're off to spawn, and what they do is they'll group up in big schools. I mean big schools. That's what they'll do. They're not pairing together anymore. They quit that pairing stuff because they're off bed. If you noticed, when gar are on bed, they'll pair with each other. You'll have a male and female, and they'll swim along side by side with each other. Well, that's when they're spawning. But when they're off of their spawn, that's what they do. They group up in big numbers. Like, I don't know if y'all seen that gar, but I'm gonna make a cast. Now, I'm fishing about 16 inches deep is all. And then what I do when I see them come up to the top, I'll just cast right on top of their head. If it gets their attention and they see that cut bait, they'll grab it. He got it. He got it. He'll go under with it, but it's in his, there he goes. They'll just grab it and just hold it for a while. Then when they get ready to take off, they'll just sprint off. All right, let's see what we can do. Got him. Or I do so far. Y'all see that? And that's another thing about them I like. They'll jump. He's trying to shake that hook. Them Gamakatsu hooks, I tell you, there's something else. Gamakatsu and Owner. I like Gamakatsu better than Owner. But, you know, every fisherman's got his own preference. Yep. I'm fixing to net you. He ain't gonna like this. But I got him. And it's still a big fish. That's a big one. But he's not near as big as what we just caught. Let's let him go. Now y'all can see where that hook is. It's barely got him right there by the skin. Now, right here is where I like them to get hooked. Right in the corner right there. Right there. And usually they do, but not that time. Okay, let's get him off. Woo, and release him. See, he's being perfectly still. He knows I'm going to let him go. Him knows. But look at them teeth right there. I was gonna let him have that, but you can see through them. You talking about sharp, folks. Let's let him go. He's probably about 33, 34 inches maybe. Oh, I tell you what, he tried to get me in the belly. Let him go. There he goes. Woo! And that's what fishing is about. Coming out here and enjoying yourself. God's great outdoors, folks. God is great. He loves each and every one of y'all. Where would we be without the Lord? Just think about that. It would be a bad, bad situation, folks. And that's why I don't take it any day for granted. I love each and every day that I wake up in the morning, and I pray to God. I thank Him for allowing me to live another day. And that's just, and I love each and every one of y'all. I love all your great comments, everything y'all have done for this channel. It's been something remarkable. It's been a ride. And I want to say, God bless each and every one of y'all. And hey, man. And to remember, go fishing when you can, but all this good fish.